Oh, yes.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're taking a look at the new MOTU Origins Panthor, also known as the Savage Cat. Panthor is the mount companion of Skeletor, and toy-wise is just a purple recolor of Battle Cat, sans the head armor there. So, unfortunately, he's kind of a lesser value than Battle Cat, despite being the same cost, because he has less accessories, but oh well. The old Masters of the Universe toys were real big on just like reusing and recoloring things like into oblivion, way more so than the Transformers brand, which is saying a lot. So it is no surprise that Battle Cat would be recolored, and why not make it an evil recolor, right? So I guess it was always to be expected. Now, one thing I didn't realize until I had already like purchased this thing, and again, it's because I am a new He-Man fan, that the original Panthor had flocked fur, right? Had like the velvety covering all over it. And they did release a version like that in this Origins line, and I think it was like a Walmart exclusive. At least here it was. So very hard to find. And I actually ran into quite a few of those before I decided to start collecting. So now I'm really kicking myself for not picking that up, because I really would have preferred the more authentic flocked version, just to, have it feel more like the original collection. Because of course now that I want one, they're gone off all the shelves, and trying to get one online, you're looking at like 70, 80 bucks. So really is a shame, because I'll likely never own that version of this, even though it's the one that's closer to the original. So I just got to settle for the regular plastic one. It stinks, but that's what I get for being late to the party, I suppose. So if you've seen my reviews before, you know how this goes. We're going to take a look at Panthor's packaging, then we'll open it up, and we'll see Panthor. I'll check out his posability. We'll have Skeletor ride around on him for fun and all that, compare him to Battle Cat, and then at the end of the video, I'll give my final thoughts. Panthor comes in a box-style packaging, not the usual blister card. So you get a big window. You can see him front and center here, where it's very obvious he is just a Battle Cat recolor. You got some pretty neat artwork of Skeletor mounted on him here. You got some sort of armored bird flying in the background, which might be something I should recognize, but I don't. You get He-Man riding in on Battle Cat, and then you get Teela riding with it looks like a unicorn. I don't know if that's a named character or not. I'll get more knowledgeable as time goes on. Stop hating on me. And then you get like a weird smoke skull coming up out of Grayskull. I'm not sure what that's about. All right, here you get Fisto with the Centaur guy, who I don't recognize. Some little dinosaur-like lizards on the other side. And then on the back, you get Skeletor and He-Man kind of jousting at each other atop their respective cats. You get Master at Arms in the background, Grayskull further in the background, random exploding volcano for cool points. And then the flavor text says, "Fiercely obedient to Skeletor, Panthor carries his nefarious master into combat." Right here shows you how to remove the battle armor, how to pose him around. And then you get some call-outs for, it's got like the Battle Armor He-Man, She-Ra, Roboto, Zodak. I already got the Battle Armor Skeletor, Merman, and then Panthor himself, along with Battle Cat. Battle Cat, he's actually not new. You notice there's no new for 21 symbol. I guess they're just re-releasing him because, He-Man needs a mount. So yeah, that's the packaging. Pretty cool. Kind of a halfway between a premium box set and regular packaging as far as how impressive it is, but I always dig it. There's a great artwork on these. So now let's go ahead and open up Panthor. And now we get to see Panthor out of the package. And there's nothing very surprising with this toy if you've already handled Battle Cat. It's the exact same mold. Obviously he's done up in purple this time. Mine has this odd little scratch on his foreleg here, which I don't know what that's from. It's unfortunate. The eyes are pretty creepy looking, right? They're bright, almost like a glowing yellow with the cat-like slits for pupils, and they point just so slightly away from each other to where it makes them look kind of mad and deranged, which is kind of fitting, I think. It's got nice red paint inside the mouth, the white teeth, and then, as far as articulation, he's got a universal tail that swivels all the way around, goes up and down. He's got the shoulders and hips that go back and forth. And the shoulders, just like Battle Cat, seem to have a position that they kind of socket into. where they just kind of stay put. And I'm guessing that's to give him like the neutral pose that the original toy had. Of course, he has bending elbows and knees, and they also swivel. So, again, because of the way the feet are molded and the fact that the feet don't have any sort of hinge or anything on them, there's only certain ways you can really pose this guy and make it work. So, something to keep in mind that while he's not static, he's not the most effectively posable figure out there. But he works pretty well. The head goes up and down, turns side to side. The armor is the same as Battle Cat's, just done up in this kind of forest green color now. And, for what he is, he's pretty cool. Now, I know the original Panthor toy, this is everything it came with, right? You just had the cat and then his saddle that, Skeletor or whoever can ride on. I would have liked if they had included, just as a little extra, since, he's the same price point as Battle Cat, so he may as well have the same budget put into him. Would have liked if they actually included the helmet that he has sometimes seen in some fiction, including the recent Revelation show, where like that cool horned helmet. It would have been really cool if they would have included that just as a little extra, but sadly they didn't go that route, so you get what we see here. Now here's our comparison shot with Battle Cat, and you can go ahead, pull the mask off if you want, and you can see, again, the exact same mold. Now, I will say that the different ways that they painted the faces really do help make them look not quite the same as each other. They are physically. It's the same exact mold. But the way they do Battle Cat's eyes, they look a little less evil. They look a little less spread apart than Panthor's. And the unpainted nose on Battle Cat also just, helps frame his face differently. Now, Panthor, as we know, doesn't get, a helmet of his own, but if you want to stick Battle Cats on there for fun, you could always do it. It fits just the same because it's the same head sculpt. So, if you ever wonder what Panthor looked like with a helmet, that's pretty much what he'd look like. And I'd even settle for this, right? We're talking about giving him a helmet just to even out the budget and give you, enough bang for your buck. Even if they just did a green version of this, yes, it's not canon or anything, but it would have just been nice to have the added plastic, the added accessory there. Though, again, ideally, I would have loved to see him have that cool horn helmet he had in Revelation. Okay, of course, now we have to have a shot of Panthor giving a ride to his master Skeletor. So this is our Wave 1, just standard Skeletor figure. And you can see they make quite the duo, right? You have the evil overlord himself, along with his vicious mount. And they both look ready to charge into battle. And speaking of battle, if you prefer, you can always swap out your standard Skeletor for the more recent and arguably more awesome-looking Battle Armor Skeletor. So now they look very battle-ready. And honestly, I think I prefer this combination the most. I think Battle Armor Skeletor just looks better riding atop a mount. But that's just a personal preference. You can do whatever you want. Doesn't have to be Skeletor. You could have any old character ride it if you want to. Except maybe like Ram Man, because his legs don't spread. Or Orko, because he doesn't have legs that we know of. But yeah, no matter what you choose, Panthor is a very good-looking mount, especially for evil characters. And this completes our look at Origins Panthor. I really like the way it turned out. It is disappointing that it's not the flocked version. Now, there is a flocked version that's a bit more expensive than this one. It's a Walmart exclusive. I'll be on the lookout for that thing so I can have, the more authentic one. But it looks good for what it is. If you're looking to pick up a Panthor on a budget and you don't really care about spending the extra $10, $15 for the flocked variety, this one works just fine. The fur patterning on it's very nice. It looks really good, very intimidating. So it is pretty cool. And again, I love the wicked look that this thing portrays, even though it's just a straight palette swap, basically, of the Battle Cat toy. They do a good job of making it look far more sinister. So I think it works for that. The posability, again, just like with Battle Cat, could be a little bit better. It's got quite a bit. That's a problem. Or that's, not the issue. Has a lot. But without posability in the ankles here, or wrists, whatever you call them, a lot of that really kind of goes to waste because you can't fully utilize it. So I wish they had just given it just an extra hinge right here on each foot. Would have made this thing pretty much perfect. Other than that, though, I think it's a fantastic toy. It's a fantastic mount for your MOTU figures. and I think it has a place in pretty much everyone's collection. Of course, that is just how I feel about Panthor, so now I want to know what you all think of it. Do you see this as just kind of a quintessential mount that you have to pick up for Skeletor and his crew? Or do you think it's too samey to Battle Cat? Maybe you just don't care about mounts? Any and all feedback is always welcome in the comments section. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to toss it a like. Let YouTube know you want to see more stuff like this. If you do want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you always get a heads up when I post something new. I thank you for joining me for this look at the MOTU Origins Panthor figure. And with all that said, I will see you next time.